Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning, my loves, my collectives, my angels. How are you? How are you? How are you? Happy birthday to those who are celebrating a birthday today. I'm gonna do a read. I don't even have an energy pull for you guys. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm going to just flow, and whatever comes out, comes out. It's meant for you to hear. Okay, I will pull some cards. Just for to resonate for confirmation on things that I tell you. Okay, so before we get started, let's go ahead and open up with our daily um, prayer or devotion. God, I come before you in gratitude today for the growth that you have fostered into my spiritual life. I recognize that this journey is your gift, not by my strength, but by your grace. Help me to remain humble and open to your leading. Continue to nurture the fruits of your spirit within me. May I use my growth to bless others and glorify you in all that I do. Thank you for being a constant guide and unfailing source and strength of Jesus. Amen. I call on Michael the Archangel, my spirit guides, my ancestors that watch over me to protect me. Help me with this reading. Keep any negative energy or negative influence from myself, my family, and the collective. Okay. So, just to get into the read, um, we're at a time now. The year is wrapping up. We're in a season. We've been in a season a lot lately, actually, since like the second half of the year on harvest, reaping the rewards or the consequences for what we've sown. All right. The universe balances things out. We go through life cycles, we go through changes, as times. A lot of us think that, oh, the new year is going to reign in on January 1st. This is not so. All right. It's not January that it reigns in. We are vibrating to a year of the nine right now. So this is a lot about completions. A lot of people who've been in relationships for a long time, marriages, long term, they just haven't let go. This second half of the year, a lot of things have been revealed, and people are moving on. They're finally making that decision to say that I've had enough. I know that I deserve more. This is unhealthy. This is toxic. This is just not what God or the universe had planned for me. So they're finding that strength, that courage. All right. They're doing the introspection. They're going within, actually getting into alignment, finding their self love again, pouring into themselves, and they're removing themselves from situations that they know aren't healthy, situations that they've held on for a long time, rather out of comfort, rather out of fear, or just insecurity. They've held on. They've fought the good fight, and now they're ready to let it go, to release it. I think a lot of people are gonna be surprised by how many relationships come to an end now. Relationships they thought would go the long haul. I feel like in a lot of dynamics that we've had, a lot of relationships, whether family, friends, or romantic, there was, that one partner that was overpouring, always forgiving, always listening, getting along, going along, giving of themselves, and them just feeling like they weren't respected, appreciated, loved. They feel like they've been carrying the weight of the relationship on their shoulders, and they're just, you reach a point when you get fed up, you get tired, you just like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm people pleasing, I'm making everyone else happy, and well, who's making me happy? Who's making me feel loved? Who's making me feel desired, wanted? Who is pouring into me? I'm always giving. I'm there. I'm encouraging. I'm giving you strength. I'm giving you my time. I'm giving my energy. But when I need that shoulder to lean on, are you there for me? Are you spiritually helping me grow? Are you pushing me to be a better version of myself, or are you holding me back? And I feel like we're at that time now where people are realizing, and they're seeing wolves in sheep's clothing. They're seeing people have been deceiving them. They're just, the sun is out, if you will, and it's exposing a lot of things. Okay, and people are, they're ready to quit. 444 when I say that. And 444 is important because fours talk about structure, foundations, your stability, your planning. So people are looking at the foundation that they've grown their family, their friends, their circle on, and they're realizing that, hey, you know what, these people are taking advantage. 505. When I say that, so people are in internal and external conflict with one another. People are realizing something needs to change. Maybe their mindset, maybe them putting boundaries, maybe them standing up for themselves, maybe them deciding that today is the day I'm going to pour into me, myself, my love, my worth. I'm going to pursue my happiness. And if that means that I have to let go of people that have been in my life for years, well, that's just what you're going to have to do. Sometimes when you grow, you go into a space where you've had family, you've had friends, you've had relationships, and you've been with them a long time. But now that you're spiritually growing, now that you're evolving, sometimes you have to let them go. And if they work on themselves and if they're meant to come back into your life, they will. 555, when I said that, they will come back into your life, okay? But you have to make a decision. You have to reach a point where you say, I have to put me first. Okay. And I feel like after, July has come and now that we're moving closer to the end of the year, that is what people, the thing that people are deciding to do. They're deciding to put themselves first. All right. So let's pull a few of the makeshift index cards. All right. We might hear a little disturbance, you guys, and just see like if we can. So I'm going to pull a few makeshift cards, and we're going to see if we can kind of reel in a little bit of who your person is, or even if it's not your person. And I want to say something else. Things that people have been doing, if they've been living foul, if they've been doing illegal things, if they've been doing a lot of cheating, overindulging in alcohol, substance, secrets are being exposed. Their mask is coming off. They're going to be seen for who they are, and the things that they've been trying to hide in the closet, the skeletons that they've been trying to hide, they're coming out. People are going to know now, like, what's going on. People are going to start being held accountable for their actions, for the things that they've been doing. And you might be surprised at who in your circle, what comes out about them, what they've been hiding. Truth is, justice is being served. Truth is coming out. It's about revelation. It's about revealing. It's about people finally taking those steps to realize, hey, the person that I thought you were, you're not, okay? And people are now going to have to pay the price, the consequences for their actions. All right, let's just see, before I get to the makeshift, let's see if we can have the type of person you've been dealing with and see if you can resonate with any of them. If it is your story, take it. If not, please don't make it fit. And do remember that these are general readings. This is not a personal reading for you, okay? A18. So you could have been dealing with somebody who was a lumberjack. That is a person, a masculine, who likes to do a lot of things outdoors, okay? He likes to work in the yard, he likes to build things. He's just an outdoors guy. It says he'll chop wood, but may not break the ice. So if you see the wood on the ice, so they're only doing some of the work. They're not putting in all of the hard work to, so this is someone who will start but don't finish. They only meet you halfway. They only do half-ass work, okay? He'll break the wood, but he's not going to go any further than that. So he's not going to give you too much of himself, all right? So this is that person. So that this is someone who's holding back. And with them all being covered too, I feel like this is somebody who covers a lot about themselves. They'll tell you a little bit about them, but they're not going to let you go deep to really figure out who they are. They cover, they hold back. And actually something could happen for you or reveal to you in the wintertime, because that is a winter season, and with ice out there, somebody could be cold at times, okay? You could have dealt with an actor, a great pretender, all right? Someone putting on a performance, someone just very dramatic but confident. It says, as the world is a stage and he's stealing the spotlight. Yes, so this could be somebody who really likes the spotlight, needs that limelight. all right, needs that validation because he does have some insecurities. And remember when I was talking to you before I put these cards, I told you like people may have been holding on to things because they're insecure. Just to go back to the lumberjack, this is a 29, which goes to an 11, all right, which talks about their justice, things being made fair, people dealing with karmic consequences. This is a one on this actor. So what we have here is 111. So that's letting me know that you guys are on the right path in your journey. Those of you who are getting out of relationships or have already got out of relationships, working on yourselves, starting something new, focus on self-love, putting boundaries, respect, not entertaining people who don't value you. Like you're on the right path, okay? Because we have 111 out here. Ooh, I have a jumper, guys. Who else could you have been dealing with? You could have been dealing with an inventor. Okay, let me let you see. That's a beautiful card, right? The inventor, brilliant and eccentric. All right, he's got a solution for everything except where he left his keys. So this is somebody that they have all the advice for you. They can tell you everything you need to do, how to do it, where to do it. But when it comes to their own life, they don't follow their own advice. All right, they don't know where to direct their own life. They don't know what they need to heal. They don't see things about themselves, but yet they have all the answers for you and how you need to make your decisions and what decisions you need to make. This is a 26. 26 does go down to an 8. 8 does talk about someone overcoming obstacles, getting courage, getting strength, taming their passions. All right, but it also can talk about, emotional fulfillment, someone trying to move forward, letting go and walking away from things that no longer serve them. And, that's what I told you my whole talk to you was on. Like, since July, people are walking away from things that don't longer serve them, all right? People are realizing, the relationships they had, the friendships they had, whatever dynamics, whether it's co-worker or whatever, they're seeing things as it is and they're fed up. Can I have another? What? Everything's jumping. Okay, thank you. The psychic. All right. This is an intuitive and mystical. He knows how you feel, but do you? All right. So you could have I'm going to take this and I'm going to go several ways with you guys, okay? You could have dealt with somebody who was very intuitive, all right? You didn't have to say much. They know what you were thinking. They knew you were a good person. They knew how you feel. They knew how you loved them. They knew all of these things, okay? But yet, the question is, do you? Like, you dealt with somebody who was able to read you like a book, but do you know yourself? Like, do you know how much love you give? Do you know how you're there for people? Do you know how supportive you are, how brilliant you are, how smart you are, how beautiful you are inside and out? Like, do you know? Like, how do you see yourself when you look in the mirror? Like, do you see the things about you that this person sees in you? And sometimes when you deal with a person like that that's able to really see you and you're not seeing yourself, you're putting yourself in a position for someone to actually take advantage of you, to use you, all right? Because you're not placing boundaries, and that's because you're not recognizing your self-worth and your self-love, all right? So you could have dealt with an intuitive person. And also, like, the question, we can mirror that right back to them. They see all these about you, but do they see themselves, This is a 45. So again, this goes to a 9, which I told you we're in the year of the 9. Okay, so completion. So the time that you did not know yourself, that cycle is over, collective. You are knowing your value now. You are knowing your self-worth now. And that's why people are getting out of these toxic karmic relationships. The photographer, you could have dealt with someone who likes to take pictures, like to keep memories. This is an observant and always ready. He'll capture everything except the moment you actually want. So you could have dealt with somebody that sees everything about you, but the things that they see about you aren't maybe positive things. Like, they see you in a negative light and they don't see like who you really are. And that's because they're not really looking at you, all right? They've already just judged a book by the cover. They see the outer you, and they capture those moments, but they don't take the time to look at what's really within you, your soul, your spirit, who you are, how you have integrity, how you have values. Like, they don't see that. So the things you want them to see about you, to actually go deep and look at who you are as a person, as an individual, your fears, your, just know you. Have that man or have that woman that you don't even have to say much. It's like they could just tell by your energy, by that look on your face, like something's wrong, something's troubling you. You don't feel right. Like, they just know. They just know. That's the thing. Like, the photographer, they didn't really get to know you, all right? So they may be surprised by actions and moves that you take and be like, well, where'd that come from? Or they switch overnight, or they change. It's not sometimes even that you change or that you switch. It's just that they never took the time to get to know you. And what you're doing now that they see you, it's been you all along. They just didn't pay attention, okay? 36, again, another 9 revelations that people are going to find out this year. Movements, all right? Now I want to go into some of my makeshift, all right, of this crumbling foundations, people moving on, the strength that people are obtaining, all right? You have someone that's jealous around you. They're jealous because they see you making changes. They see you growing. They see you loving on yourselves, and perhaps they're not in a position to do that. They don't feel ready to do that. They don't want to see things about themselves, okay? Somebody who owns nothing, they own a nothing. This person owns nothing about themselves. They own nothing. They spent so much time. Like, you could have dealt with somebody who does the cars in somebody else's name, their apartment they're staying with somebody else, or the house they're staying with somebody else. They just never invested into themselves, is really what I want to say. They haven't, and they're jealous because you've obtained not only material items, you've attained not only finances that you put up for a rainy day, but you've attained relationships, positive relationships with people who do help you grow, people who are a great influence on your life. And this person is jealous. They're jealous because of the energy, the positivity that you have, all right? You know that it's not just about money, it's not just about fame, it's not about power, but it's just about you being authentically and genuinely yourself, all right? And knowing that you, in investing and having great nurturing relationships with people who are encouraging, people who motivate you, people who push you to be the best version of yourself, all right? What else, spirit guides? Okay, bird, because it's popped up twice and I shuffled it. A bird. Pay attention, one, for birds around you, and you may have a bird, all right? But birds are messages. They bring you messages, spiritual messages, and this is a green. So green talks about the fourth chakra, which is your relationships, your balance, your compassion, and that's if you're in alignment with that. But if you're not, then you are somebody who is dependent, and you have relation problems in your relationships, and you may actually be going through separation. So somebody, again, remember I talked about people going through separations, leaving, divorces, all right? So you might get some messages from the spirit guides. Pay attention. Don't even just pay attention to the fact that birds, you constantly being drawn or seeing birds, maybe around your house, your neighborhood, come past a car, but pay attention to that type of bird. Go on your phone, go on Google, look up. If you see a red cardinal, look up meet spiritual meaning of red cardinal. And there's a message in there for you, especially if you're drawn to that bird, if that bird's coming around you, all right? Those are messages for you. It's so funny, guys. Look, I shuffled and look, the first name on this card is Bird. So you could have been dealing with somebody, or you or they may have a maiden name Bird, Thomas, or Taylor. Okay? That's so weird. You could have been dealing with somebody in Palm Beach County, Union County, or Clay County. Okay? What else? Oh, what's jumping out at me? Separated. I tell you, you may be surprised. Someone's going through a separation or have just separated from someone, or you may have gone through a separation or just separated from someone, all right? And guys, look, we have the photographer. Remember, so that's twice now that we have the photographer. All right, that's twice. So you had somebody, yeah, that they didn't take the time to get to know you. And also with the photographer, they may be thinking about you. All right, thinking about the times you guys shared, maybe thinking about memories. You know, they could be reminiscing as well. What else, spirit guides? I told you guys there's not gonna be a whole lot of cards on this because I'm channeling, okay? So there'll be a couple of cards, but mostly I'm channeling for you guys. Alright? Alright, Donald Duck. So you might have dealt with somebody who's very impatient, angry, short tempered, alright? And this person or your persons who in your energy could have dealt with someone with this type of attitude, and they're separating themselves from that, and they're separating themselves from that, and they're thinking about you and how they should have given to you instead of giving into this person who is very impatient, angry, short tempered, and they just having a lot of conflict with. Okay, they're realizing that that person was just a snake in the grass, disloyal. They pretended they were the actor. The person they hooked up with was an actor, pretended to be something that they were not. And they may have gotten bitten by this person, betrayed, abandoned by this person. All right, my little one's making noise. It's confirmation. Say no to the past. All right, this person probably should have said no to the past because maybe they reconciled with somebody they should not have. All right, but I also have Beauty and the Beast, which is the opposite. How opposites um, attract. It doesn't fit, but that person don't feel good enough. So with the Beauty and the Beast, that was someone like you were a very beautiful personality, in and out, had a lot of good things about you that this person was attracted to you, and you dated someone who maybe had a rough edge people saw as in somebody who intimidated them, but it was different with you guys. Like you were the soft one and they were the intimidating one. But usually that big ogre type intimidating person that intimidates other people, like you're able to see their softer side, and they really do have a soft side inside of them, but they don't show it a lot of times. And a lot of times it's due to their own insecurities. It's due to past hurts, betrayals, abandonments that they've dealt with. So you could have been in a Beauty and Beast relationship where you saw the good in this person, but this person just didn't see the good in themselves. Okay, and they could have gone back to someone in their past. All right, and perhaps this person wants to come back to you, but now because you've done so much, you've gone through so much, you've given so much of your time, your energy, and they didn't respect you, they didn't appreciate it, and you reached a point where you got that up and you separated yourself from this person to now all they have is memories of you. They want to come back, all right? But now you see them as a snake. You see them as someone who bit you, harmed you, hurt you. You can't trust them. You're cautious now. You have to watch their every move, keep your distance. And maybe you're at a point where you want to say no to the past. Like, I'm done. I've tried. You come a little too late. Sorry, okay? So you Okay, I'm asked to pull a yes or no card from my angel deck. So let me go ahead and pull an angel card. Collect them. But this is it's about wrapping up. This whole energy, you're wrapping up. Yeah, not the right time. If this person does come back to you saying they want to reminisce, it's not the right time. It's not the right time to try to engage with them again. It's saying choose a new direction. Yeah, this person has healing to do. They need to work on themselves. And it's saying communicate clearly. So, like, you need to communicate to this person that, you're moving on. You don't want to reconcile. You wish them the best. You hope the healing. You forgive them. Always forgive because that's for you, not for them, okay? So do forgive. Always forgive. But communicate your boundaries, all right? Stand up for yourself. Let them know. Speak up. Like, if you did speak up in the past, it's the time now. Okay, look, I said that's the time now in the card. Look, it says timing card. So now I have to pull a timing card. But it is time. And look, it's time to move on. With ship, it's time to move on. Let me get a timing card for you, since I'm asked to pull that. But it's time, to move on. Focus on yourself, your happiness, your values, your worth, what you want. Go accomplish your goals. August 22nd. Somebody can have a birthday on August the 22nd. 2 and 2 is 4. That talks about your stability. Somebody can have a birthday August 2nd, August 4th, okay? Something could have happened in August. Something could have gone down. Somebody could have separated, filed for separation, moved on, learned something about somebody. 36, let it be a mystery. Whatever's going on as you work on your growth, it's going to be a mystery. I'm not going to put any more time on cards because it's saying let it be a mystery. A 36, again, a 9. So I have so much coming out here at the 9s. There's so much going on in this year of the 9, you guys. You're moving on. A lot of people are moving on. They're done. They're fed up. They're tired. They don't want to play the game anymore. Somebody could have a Ram truck. All right. What else, spirit guides? Jeez, I want to go on another cards. With this, somebody could have initials MPRST. Someone can be calling you from a burner phone, a number that you don't recognize, actually playing games on your phone, listening to your voice because they're reminiscent about you. Somebody could be a fire sign in this dynamic, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, okay? Give me one more, and then I'm going to move on from here. Oops. I lied about you. Somebody lied about you, all right? They lied. They lied about the connection that you had, the feelings they had. They lied and said probably that no, they don't like you. They don't have feelings for you, and that was completely opposite. So far from the truth. They could have lied and said that you were the reason that the relationship did not work, not taking their own accountability for what they did wrong. They could have even lied and said that they weren't even dealing with you in the type of manner that you were. They could have lied and said that they had stopped dealing with you, and they still were, okay? But I'm telling you, a lot of things are going to be exposed, all right? A lot. Can we find out what's going on in this person's dynamic? I guess we can, because you're coming out. Game over. Yeah, endings. They're going through endings, a lot of endings in their life, and they probably feel heartbroken. People are moving away from them. People are seeing them for who they are. They're seeing other people for who they are in their ending situations, okay? People are seeing that, they were for the streets. They had trashy attitudes, trashy behaviors, all right? People are just getting fed up, tossing people to the curb, putting them out, getting kicked out of their house, kicking them out of a relationship, getting kicked out of the family. We have police coming out here. I'm going to take this two ways for you guys. Spirit guys are warning you, stay guarded, stay alert, protect yourselves, do your sage your house, sage your body, do your cleansing baths, keep protected spiritually, okay? But also, this person may have some things going on in their life where police are getting involved. Somebody might be going through some legal trouble, looking for legal advice, getting caught, going to jail, getting arrested, or either just have so much domestic violence or conflict going on with them and their neighborhood. Somebody could be getting pulled over by the police. But somebody's angry. They're very angry. They're angry because they're learning things that they did not know. Things are being exposed. They're realizing that they held on to relationships. They're angry with themselves. They're angry with other people. They held on. They invested into the wrong people, the wrong situations. They were in it too long, all right? To the point that karma, the universe, had to come in and say, hey, look, we gave you many warning signs. You need to walk away from this person. You kept ignoring them. So now we have to bring a tower moment into your life. Now we have to come in and expose what's really going on for you to get that final wake-up call to say, hello, 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 attention. This person's no good for you. This person's toxic for you. Leave them alone. Move on. Stop doing what you're doing. Get your life in order. Get on the right path. Grow up. Do something. Take accountability. Leave. And now it's this point where the universe had to step in and create these endings and these foundations themselves, because people were so comfortable with sitting in something that they know was not healthy. They weren't getting up and moving on their own. So now it's at the point that shit is just exploding in their life, in their face, and it's making them angry. They're angry with others, angry with themselves, in denial. It's just it's a shit show. People are finding out that people were cheating on them, maybe even dealing with the same sex, sleeping with people off the streets, buying sex, having threesomes, having orgies, cheating on them, and they're just tired of all the drama. They're getting tired, and now they're like, I'm done. I want to move on. I'm fed the hell up. People just been hiding so much, but they can't hide it all because the universe is exposing it. That's why only part of it was burnt and hidden, because you couldn't hide everything. Like what you're doing, how you're moving, the universe sees everything. God sees everything. Spirit guides, ancestors, they watch everything you do. Like just because you don't see someone watching you does not mean you're not being watched. You're being held accountable. People are paying attention. They are keeping a tab of all the things that you're doing, all this karma you're racking up, all right? And it's just to a point now where it's like, okay, enough. You racked up too much karma. You have to take accountability. There's consequences for your actions, like your lies, everything is being exposed. Okay, people they're getting played. They're realizing they've been manipulated. They realize they've been held by lies, control. All right, they've been a puppet of someone, somewhere, family, friends, work, relationship. All right, people are losing their homes, their finances, their business. All right, spiritually, physically. People are now feeling insecure of the fact that things that they thought they were hiding is coming out, being known, being seen. They're insecure about you, what you're doing. They're afraid they're being exposed. People are not going to see them differently. This acting, this actor, this role they played, this pretender that they were, now people are going to see the real them, and they're insecure about that. Okay, people are seeing their insecurities. They're in their feelings. This is how they feel, depressed, sad. They don't know what to do. They can't protect this image any longer. Okay, it's all being exposed. The universe is exposing everything to the public, to everyone. It's being televised. Something someone's doing, the community is going to find out. Something might make the news. You might hear about something. I just got drug bust. You might hear about a drug bust at somebody's house. Or with the police being out here, you might find out somebody got arrested for something, and it becomes public knowledge, whether through the court system, whether on TV, whether online, whether through message. All right, they're just being exposed, and this is why they're in their feelings. Okay, yeah, they're getting caught. They're getting caught in their lies. They're people finding evidence. They're being caught that they've been cheating. They've been caught in the fact that they've been wearing a mask, being a pretender, hiding stuff. Trying to bring gifts, make you think they're sweet, they're nice, they're kind, but all along they're covering up their true selves, their authentic selves. They're being a great pretender, an actor. Okay, remember we had an actor. All right, so now that their secrets are coming out, now that they're being exposed, let's find out, like, what's the karmic lesson in all of this? What was the karmic lesson for them? What's the karmic lesson for you? Like, what is the whole universal message for these people that are having these endings in their lives? Okay, restore the broken self. So the parts of you that were left behind in pain, call them home. You are ready to become whole again. So it's about getting alignment, finding out, like, healing those past hurts, those traumas that you dealt with, whether childhood, whether relationships, whatever it was. It's time for you to heal that. Get in alignment with yourself. Focus on yourself. Do yoga, meditate. Go see a therapist, talk to someone. Just get the help that you need to put closure in your life. Choose with love. You see how they walk into the light and leave in the dark? Like, leave all that negativity behind you. It says love is the most powerful force. Choose love over fear, and your life will transform. And most of all, that love needs to be self-love. Love thyself, all right? Love thyself, and then love others unconditionally. Don't love them thinking with conditions of, well, what can I get from you? How can you benefit me? Just love them because you're just a loving person. Love them expecting nothing in return, all right? Unconditional love. And then the last, karmic universe, untangle emotional dependency. So, like, a lot of you were in toxic relationships because you were codependent. All right, well, love feels like survival. It's not love, it's fear. You're safe without the attachment. Like, you need to realize that you don't have to have someone loving on you to feel love. Like, you give your own self love. Don't get in these toxic bonds where you feel like, oh my God, if they leave, my life is over. I can't do anything. And then you sit like this victim mentality and feel like you can't move on because now you don't have this person. No, you can clearly move on. That person is just an extension of you. They are not you. They should only add to your happiness, but your happiness needs to come from yourself. Make yourself happy. Put yourself first, okay? Your priority is you. Then what you have left over, you can divide out between them, your kids, your family, but put you first, most importantly, okay? Let's get a divine angel oracle for you guys, and synchronicities you might be seeing, numbers. And then we're going to get a motivational message, and then we're going to wrap this up, okay? Okay, only have three. I don't know if it's three or four. You might be saying 2, 3, 4, which is growth. You are experiencing growth and expansion in all areas of your life. You are on the right path and moving towards greater fulfillment and success. See, leaving the stuff behind, continue to work on your growth. 999, there are my nines again. Completion. I told you things are wrapping up. Release what no longer serves you and prepare to embrace a new chapter filled with opportunities. 454, I told you there's a lot of changes going on now. People are leaving people behind. All right, that's not good for them. If you see 454, embrace change and take courageous steps to unlock opportunities for personal growth and spiritual transformation. 898, get your empowerment. Empower yourselves. Stand up in your power to embrace your true potential with confidence. And last, 808, prosperity. All right, embrace your potential and welcome prosperity. You are making wise decisions in heading in the right direction. So you're leaving things behind that don't serve you anymore. You're growing spiritually, all right? You're loving yourself. You're making the changes that you need to change your life for your betterment. You're empowering yourselves. And when you do that, there is going to be prosperity for you, okay? Your motivational message that I promised you. Thank you for joining me as well, too, on my channel, Guided Leap of Faith. I hope that you guys give me some likes. Subscribe to my channel if you have not, hit the notification bell so that you'll know when I post another message that might resonate with you, okay? And let's get a motivational message. Ooh, all right. That was quick. Guys, let me turn this other light on so I can see it. Oh my gosh, this is, are you serious? I can't even read this. Give me 1 second, guys. I flip this light off. Okay. It is commitment. All right, you need to make a commitment to yourselves, okay? So it says, I am committed to my growth and my dreams. I am routinely help me evolve. Okay. So yeah, this is somebody that says they are committed to themselves and their dreams, and they are getting in the routine of helping themselves evolve to their fullest potential. So make a commitment to yourselves, guys. Make that commitment to yourselves. Decide. And don't keep saying, okay, well, I'm going to. No, stop what I'm going to do and go more to I've done it or I'm doing. So stop putting what you're going to do and just do it. Start today. There's nothing wrong with starting today. Even if it's just a small step. I am doing this. This is what I've done. Done should be the two things, not what you're going to do, but what you're doing and what you've done. Okay, this is my message for you. I do hope that it reached someone, it resonates with you. Like, share, subscribe. Again, I'm sending you my love and blessings, and to all of you, have a great day. Okay, bye bye.